Alrighty, well, we're going to cover fall growing, cool season crops, and possibly winter crops. We'll see how far we go and how quick we can do this. I don't want to run this video too long, but they're almost done extracting all of Ben's teeth. So that was like really quick. So let's get into this, shall we? Fall growing is 60 to 75 days before your last frost date, or first frost date, excuse me, before your first frost date. Okay, and make sure that if you guys are enjoying these, that you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and ring that bell so that way you get the notifications when I put out more of these videos. And whenever you hit that thumbs up, that actually boosts my opportunities for others to see my videos, which helps me out greatly. And thank you for that. So again, fall growing is 60 to 75 days before your first frost date. Okay, so that means after you're gone through summer, you figure out when your first frost date is for winter. And then you count back 60 to 75 days and you start planting your crops then. The things that like to be grown well in the fall are your pole beans, your bush beans, and I would suggest that you directly sow them into the soil and you keep them moist. Same way with your cucumbers. Cucumbers are a fall plant. They like the cool season. They don't really care too much for the real hot summer seasons. So cucumbers are a spring and a fall crop. And I always succession sow those throughout most of all the seasons because, like I said, they don't do well here in the heat of the eastern Tennessee, but I try and keep them going, you know, spring, summer, and fall. We like a lot of cucumbers, and the girls love cucumbers. So that one I like to succession sow as much as I possibly can with the space I have available. So utilize your space wisely. And of course, keep the seeds moist until they start to germinate, and make sure that you don't overwater them. They really don't like a lot of water, but they like just enough to get started. And then make sure your soil does not dry out, because cucumbers like a lot of water, like pumpkins, but too much will still kill them. It'll drown them. Carrots and beets are amazing to grow in the spring and in the fall. So that's another one that works well. Carrots and beets like the cool weather. Carrots, if you grow them, carrots and beets, they are frost tolerant. And I have even grown a couple of them. I've left a couple of my carrots in the soil through some of the snow, and they've done okay. And they've preserved. They're just a little more crunchy, but they still seem to do well for me. So dill and zucchinis, any of your zucchinis and your yellow squashes, they like the cooler temperatures. Tomatoes, like the Juliets, the early girls, and the subarctics, are really well in the fall. And then again, you start them in the end of summer because they like the heat to start their seeds. The seeds have to have the heat to germinate, but once you have them germinated, they can tolerate some of the cooler temperatures. Remember to fertilize all of these and that will greatly determine how well they grow, and it will give you a better harvest. So those are the fall seasons, and some of them are also spring. And then we have the cool season crops, which are going to be garlic before the ground freezes. Spinach is a very frost hardy crop. Radishes do very well. Radishes are very hardy. They can do good in hot or cold. Let's see. Roast them and a low heat, and they taste really good. And you can harvest your radishes within 25 days. So that's a good one. Okay. any of your Asian greens, your bok choy, your pak choy, your tot soy, and your mustard greens and mizuna are ready in 6 weeks. So those are another cool crop a cool season crop that you can start in the early fall and be able to get a good harvest from them before your first frost date. Peas, peas you can grow. The shoots are just as good as the pods. Might not get pods, but you might not get the pods to fully germinate if you plant them too late in the season for cool crops. But you'll still get the sprouts and the shoots are delicious. You can chop them up and put them in your salads as well. And again, I love my salads, so let's see. You can also eat the tendrils. So almost all of the pea is edible. I think the only thing that is not edible is actually the leaves. But I would definitely do your own research, double check on that. Make sure that I'm not giving you information that I just misunderstood when I was learning about these things. Bunching onions and kale love the cool weather and can live through the snow. And you can harvest your kale and your bunching onions within 50 days, and you can also let them stay in the ground. The bunching onions for sure you can let stay in the ground, and they will keep for quite a while, even through some of the snow. And then when the kale is a cut and come again, you just cut it off, cut the outer leaves, and the kale will still produce, similar to a lot of your lettuces. Although your lettuces, once they get a frost, they will go mushy and go, and then you won't want to eat them because they're gross and slimy. But they are okay to grow early in the fall and then harvest them quick before you get into the snow and your first frost date. Because once they're first frost, unless it's like my miracle lettuce, and I mean, you can try it, and I would wish you the best of luck. But most of the lettuces that I've grown, once that first frost hits, they're done for. Cilantro seed to harvest is 40 days, and they can do with a little bit of frost, but not a lot. Like, they'll do with the cold temperatures, but not the frost. It's another leafy green. Remember, your leafy greens do not like frost. They will tolerate cooler season temperatures, but once that first frost hits, you're done for. Okay, let's see. Chives are relentless, and they will keep coming back. Yes, they will. They are perennials. You've seen that in one of my pots. The chives are still thriving, and I started those last summer. So my chives are doing well. That's a little green onion. Like I said, you might need more of your chives to put in your salads, but they are still tasty, and they will keep coming back. They're awesome. Okay, and let's see. You can plant your chives and your bunching onions with your carrots. They are all perennials. No, they are not all perennials. Carrots will not come back unless you let them seed. But the bunching onions or chives, if you plant them with your carrots, that will help prevent from the carrot fly. And I don't think that I have experienced the carrot fly. Oh, maybe I guess I did this last year because I had them up in the tower. We did have a little bit of something getting on the greens, but I just sprayed them off and they were fine. And I did have onions, they were just further away. So, but yeah, you put a couple of onions. Onions are really good for a lot of things, and even if you just let them go to flower, they do bring in a lot of your pollinators, and they have this fragrance, just like basil, that will deter a lot of your pests. So that's always helpful. Any leafy greens can be harvested at 3 to 4 inches tall, cut and come again. They are harvestable between 30 to 45 days. And that's, again, you can cut and come again, and you can continuously harvest them until your first frost date. Once you get that first frost, again, your leafy greens will go mushy and slimy, and I don't know about you, but I do not like a mushy, slimy salad. Your brassicas, cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts start in the midsummer, and they take a long time to grow, but don't mind the cool temperatures. Zones 9 and 10, as long as there is no frost. Otherwise, start in the spring and harvest late summer, early fall. So that's what we've got for our cool weather crops. I do believe, yeah, cool season crops. And so that's about a 11-minute video. So I'll go ahead and cut this off and go check on Ben. And if I still have time, we'll go ahead and cover some more. Otherwise, I'll get some more videos done as soon as possible. So with that, again, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Remember, you are someone. You are someone. You do matter. I love you. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you again very soon. Until then, ciao now.